Danny Hurley did not look good. Obviously did not look good, but it's a story. Whenever Danny Hurley opens his mouth, it's a story. I don't care what anybody says. I can't tell you why Danny Hurley says the things that he says and opens his mouth the way he does. But again, I'm a sports broadcaster, so I say things that people don't like, but I say it. I feel it. I say it. He really feels he's the greatest coach in the game right now. Could you argue that? 2 back-to-back championships? You can't really argue that. He is, right now, the best coach in the game. Now, he's not going to the Final Four this year. He's not going for a national championship there this year, where he could have been the first to win a three-peat. Nevertheless, what he did in standing up and doing what he does on the court, you have to like him. I don't appreciate the F-bombs, but that's the reporters. That's the video guys taking the video. Maybe they should have looked at what he was doing, walking off the court with the seniors. I didn't see it. But, hey, listen, I wasn't at the game. I'm sure other people saw him walking off the court with the seniors. But nobody's going to say that, because when Danny Hurley opens his mouth, it seems like it sticks, and it stems like a bee sting. And what he does at the press conferences make no sense. Instead of Danny Hurley stepping back and kind of complimenting the team that beat him, even though I would agree with him, he got screwed. He absolutely got screwed. Nevertheless, I think that he would have been more impressive after saying what he said in the tunnel, going up there to the press and saying, listen, congratulations to Florida, the Florida Gators, even though I believe that, in some points of the game, we feel that we should have won. Congratulations to their unbelievable season, and congratulations on moving on to the Sweet 16. But he didn't do that. So it made him look bad. No question. But he is not going to back down for anybody and from anybody. So I respect that Danny Hurley has done and said what he has said over the last 24 to 48 hours. Now, I've gotten text messages from people. Dan, I know you reached out to me before this and said Danny Hurley shouldn't be bitching and moaning. He always gets great recruiting class. Anybody can coach talented players like this and go all the way as far as he has. I beg to differ. We've seen many great talented teams go all the way to the Sweet 16 and falling short. To win back-to-back titles is not easy. Tell me the last team that's done that. Please, tell me. Speedy, you remember?
Florida.
That was the last team. And before that, Duke. Duke was the other team. It doesn't happen. So to say that he's not a good coach and anybody can take this team to the Sweet 16 or the Final Four is ridiculous. I absolutely believe that what he says and how he feels is what he really believes. And that you can't attack somebody that is so,
take that away from him.
To me, it brings out the sport. It sells the sport. You want to talk about somebody that wants, next year wants to go in the portal and play for a certain coach? Why wouldn't you want to play for Danny Hurley? Why wouldn't you want to play for him? He sticks up for the players. He's on the players' asses, and he wants them to play hard-nosed basketball. And by the way, that's what he coaches. That's what he preaches. And that's what wins in these tournaments. I am sorry. I disagree with a lot of people. For years, Bobby Knight, remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Knight was the nasty, big mouth personality we've seen over the years. And Bobby Knight won national championships, knew how to win.
I want to get a Jerry Tarkanian fucking towel right now and chew on it. Because those are the guys you love, throwing chairs, doing what they did, right?
Yeah, that's what you love. And that's why
you don't have it. You don't have it anymore, really.
No, and that's why Danny Hurley is unique. That's why he's different. I think that's why it helps the sport. It's going to help grow the sport. When you talk about Coach K and all those other guys, you're looking for that next tandem of coaches that are going to bring the sport back. John Calipari's old. Rick Pitino is old. How long are they going to stay in the sport? They were talking about John Calipari being 66 or 68 years old. Pitino's closer to 70. How long are these guys staying in the sport?
He's a heel. Like, if you put it in wrestling terms, this is what he does. This is who he is. He wants the attention on him. He wants the drama on him. He wants to show up the refs. And Joba and I've talked, like, when you're a ref, you don't want to be shown up. You don't want to show them up. You kind of just want to let it be. And that's what cost him in this game, I think. I think him attacking the refs, going out on half court, half the time he should be teed up where he's not. Most coaches would be. And he did the same thing with Edey last year. Like, he should have got teed up what he was doing to Edie.
I
getting in
agree
his
with you.
face, and-
I agree with
but
you.
he never does. So he doesn't get the call.
Stop.
He never gets
Stop.
teed up.
He's gotten teed many times
The-
this year.
The fake
Many
the
times.
fake crying in the hallway after the game. It's just all this. Hey,
Oh, you
who's
call
me
that
type
fake?
of-
Now you're saying
It was fake.
he's fake
It was
crying?
fake.
Come on,
Oh,
dude.
man.
Stop.
It was fake.
Oh, and
Who's
you
me? And then
stop.
he's
Stop.
crying like, "Oh, the national media is unfair to me.
They are.
They shouldn't be so mean." No, they're not. They're fair because he does what he does. Out in the middle of the court, screaming at the refs, making the show about him. The thing that I'm worried about with him is he is a great coach. I would say he's a top 3 coach in the country right now.
Course.
But with the kids and the NIL deals, he's never going to get a kid like Cooper Flagg because Cooper Flagg wants the attention on him. He wants the shoe deals. He wants his name, image, and likeness. You don't see his
I
guys
disagree.
ever getting that
I disagree.
because it's about him and his culture and his product. Him on 60 Minutes saying, "Oh, half my guys are going to transfer."
A lot of
Like,
Big East
it's
teams are like
always-
that, though, I think. Like,
Half
But not
half
like-
his guys are going to transfer, and he's going to get
But, like,
other
no
transfer
coaches out there
guys.
crying about it. When they said that the transfer portal opened, John Calipari was like, "Oh, crap, that's my day."
well, they
But
had
Hurley
to
was
because they
like,
had to rebuild the whole team
That's
from
just
Eric
not
Musselman.
fair. Can you believe what they're doing to us? He would have been like, "Oh, this is who's me." I think it's going to affect his program. I think he's not going to get the top level talent. He'll get a lot of, B players.
I disagree.
and then he'll
How
get
many championships has UConn won in the last 10 years?
Probably what, 3?
Three. Okay. How many teams have done that?
Yeah, but like the
How
first
many?
year
Oh,
wasn't his
that's my
guy.
question. How many teams have done it? Answer.
2 other teams probably.
No.
Oh, over the course of history.
In
no.
the last 10
Oh,
years.
No, nobody else has done
In
it.
the last 10
Oh,
years.
nobody else has done it in the last
All
10
right.
years.
So you're going to tell me right now a guy that's won back-to-back championships and almost knocked off the Florida Gators where some people have them winning a national championship. You're going to tell me that nobody's going to want to play for this guy? What are you, nuts?
I'm saying not the top level talent.
I
I'm saying
disagree.
he's
I
not-
disagree.
But
Okay,
that's not
then
the
why
way
is the
Big East
recruiting
teams build a
classes
lot
are
of the time. I don't think he really needs that kind of thing. Most of them build organically, and because they
That's
don't have
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
But I don't like.
I disagree. I
that's
think
not
they're.
gonna win in today's NIL deal.
There's
That's why
so
he was an
much
18 this
money. I disagree, Owen. All these schools have money. It's not just the Florida Gators. It's not just UCLA or USC. They have money. UConn has money. If they want a player, and Cooper Flagg, if there's anybody that would be interested in going to play for UConn, it would be Cooper Flagg. So I
Obviously
disagree.
wasn't.
No,
Dan Hurley was
no,
there.
because of Coach K. I just said it. Because of Coach K.
But I
Coach
think-
K
I mean,
was
like
the guy.
UNC, those coaches aren't storming on the court, throwing their glasses, telling people to go F themselves.
That's not
like,
true. That's not true.
That's what he does. Have you watched
Yeah,
one
but
of his games?
he's not the only coach that does that, Owen.
Bruce Pearl does that all the time. Nobody gives
He's
him
not the
flack.
only coach. That's the problem right now. On a national stage, because this guy's won back-to-back titles, everybody wants to throw this guy to the wolves. Oh, he's the bad man. He's the badass. He's the guy that's going out there and cursing at people in the fans and
But if
coaching
you're gonna
and
be that-
coaches
if
and
you're
other
gonna be that
players.
way, then you can't cry about it when you lose.
Listen, he's not crying about losing. He's crying about
He said
the
"I
season.
I
This
hope
season.
they don't F you like they F'd us to the Baylor
It's
team."
true. They did screw him. Are you
Like, you
kidding
don't get
me?
to do that
Did
if
you
you're gonna
watch
be
the
the bad
game?
guy.
Did you watch
I
the
watched
game?
the game.
All right, you're
I
gonna tell
saw
me.
they had a-
You're gonna tell me Florida didn't get all the calls at the end. There he is.
I'm
You're gonna
gonna
tell me.
say they didn't have-
What are you,
they had
like, hungry or
turnover at the
something? You
end.
about to eat somebody? What the hell are you
So
doing
that
over there?
UConn was,
Like a beaver or something?
Dan Hurley.
Jesus.
I saw
man.
UConn turn the ball
What's up,
over.
The guy
on
lost.
next way.
The guy lost.
Goody's trying to recruit him to LSU.
Listen, it's okay. It's okay, guys. You can attack everything that Dan Hurley does. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to stick up for Dan Hurley because I think Dan Hurley is good for the sport. And if he's good for the
love it.
sport, it's
I love
bringing
it.
in money.